My name's Andrew Lippman, partner manager here at Composer, and I'd like to talk a little bit about how to capture your audience, how to write content that gets Google's attention to send the right people to your website and send engaged, focused traffic to your website. One of the most important things to think of is put yourself in your client's shoes. When you ask Google a question, when you're looking for a solution to a problem, you're looking for a product or a service, that very first touch, that very first moment you're sent to a website, you get a sense of that business. Does it look like it has an authoritative background? Do they look like experts in their field? Is there a level of precision on their website and in their content? Is the tone with which they write something that makes you comfortable? Are these people you want to do business with? Your customers are having that experience when they get to your website. So your content is critical. It is that connective fiber between you and them, and we have to go about it in an intentional way. So the first thing I'm going to do today is talk to you a little bit about keyword research. One of the most important things to do. You have to meet your clients where they are. They're asking Google questions every day. There are things you want to write about. You're an expert, a thought leader on a subject, on the service or product that you provide, and you want to write about it. It has to meet your clients where they are. It has to answer their question, the questions they're asking right now, so that Google knows who to be sending to that website. So we can start to do a little keyword research based on your businesses. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and just show you what I'm walking through at the moment. Okay, so here we are, Velocity Public Insurance Adjusters. Would the owner of this business please unmute so we can have a little chat?
How are you doing today?
I'm good. And what's your name, sir?
David Simons.
David, pleasure to meet you. I'm Andrew.
You too.
Nice looking homepage. Let's take a look at your site. Okay, so you're dedicated to your clients and each claim is given the time and personal attention it deserves. Okay, so right out of the gate, this is personalized. People like seeing your face on your website, right? People are looking to connect. They want to know who they're doing business with. I see that you don't have a blog at the moment.
It's being worked on right now.
It's being worked on right now.
I have the content, but my web builder is dealing with a $6, so she hasn't been able to put it up.
Understood. You know, some people think blogs are passé because everyone has them, but they are currently the largest segment of top 5 Google results, more than 20%. And that is more than landing pages and product descriptions. So it is a direct path to educating Google as to who you are and who they should be sending to your website. So again, we are committed. We see it as probably the most cost-effective approach to getting the job done and moving the needle in SEO. So let's talk a little bit about intentionality. The most important thing to know is, what are your potential clients asking public insurance adjuster, right? That is what you do, correct?
Right.
So we take a look at that term and related search terms, public insurance adjuster. What is a public insurance adjuster? A public adjuster near me. And let's look at the relative search traffic and competitive nature of these terms. So here's some low-hanging fruit, right? There are 3 criteria when we're going to craft some content. Number 1, is the subject at hand a purchase intent question? Is there enough search traffic to bother going after? And is the relative competitive nature of the subject at hand low enough that that traffic is achievable? So let me unpack a little of what you're looking at. KD is keyword difficulty. Google has an algorithm from 0 to 100 ranking the difficulty and the competitive nature of a particular search term. 0 being the easiest, 100 being the most difficult. So here, for instance, public adjuster near me is only a 20. That's accessible traffic. Here's 2,500 searches a month around that subject. So this right here would be on the top of our short list of low-hanging fruit to write on your behalf around. Does that make sense? Again,
yeah,
public.
so you're saying using keywords like near me within your content?
Absolutely. Again, you have to remember, you write content with the intent of speaking to your audience, but the first goal of your content has to be to educate Google as to your expertise, your authority, and trustworthiness. They decide who gets to see your content. So the first goal has to be to make sure that Google knows who you are, what you do, where you are, what solutions you provide. So for instance, public insurance adjuster. I mean, that is right in the middle of your plate. 1,700 searches a month, it's a 21. What is a public insurance adjuster? Another 100. So right here alone is nearly 4,000 monthly searches to go after with content that applies to your business. Again, we don't care about raw traffic. You want engaged eyes on your website. You want conversions at the end of the day. You want your content to be as fruitful as possible. So again, the first goal is to educate Google as to what you do and how you go about it and where you are. And then, of course, that content has to be engaging and valuable and educational once those eyes are sent to your website. So let's take a look at this. So here, again, 2,500 searches a month, relatively uncompetitive term. Public claims adjuster near me, another 200. Best public adjuster near me, another 200. Again, that's not huge volume, but that is focused traffic, right? Those are people looking for what you do. Again, here are some other ones that are a little broader. I'm going to assume once we get into an insurance adjuster. Now the difficulty is creeping up because it's a little broader a term, but there's 10,000 eyes a month, people searching for that particular term. So obviously there's a lot of traffic to go after in your space. Let's take another look at your website. Okay, so again, it's a nice layout. It's not a single pager. You've got a fair bit of things of information to pass on. It works nice and snappy. Client testimonials, some Google reviews, nice. And you're functioning in 5 states again. So if we were doing public adjuster near B, you'd have to write content that is more geolocationally specific. Make sense?
Yeah, so that would be separate pages for those states.
Not necessarily separate pages, but separate pieces of content that are very clearly delineated in terms of where you do what you do. Okay. So now that we've done a little keyword research to look at how to be intentional about what we're doing, let's show you a little bit about our approach to this process. So the name of your business is
Velocity
Public Insurance Adjusters. Yes, sir. Velocity Public Insurance Adjusters. If you wouldn't mind sharing your email with me, I'd appreciate that.
Sure, it's David Simons, SIMONS, at velocitypia.com.
Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. All I'm doing at the moment is entering your business into our platform so that I can run a quick demo for you. All right. So let me just clear that out. And now we could take a look at your business. So the first thing that Composer does, you're going to see it's loading in a moment, is we take a look at your website and we put together a synopsis of your business, your products and services, and your ideal customer profile. And immediately, based on that information, Composer begins to compile a list of topic clusters and subjects that we see as critical to connect you with your audience. And again, this is intentional. These are not random subjects. Composer is looking for, where is there some robust search traffic? Where are there purchase intent search terms? Where is the relative competitive nature of the terms low enough that that traffic is accessible? And as you can see, there are hundreds of subjects, 367 at the moment. So let me back up a step to show you this stage. This is an important step for us. We preach intentionality in content. We're trying to craft connective tissue between you and your audience, knowing as much as we can about your business and your potential clients as possible makes it much easier to connect the dots. So please take a quick look through here and let me know how we did at this stage. Another thing to note here is, if this is what our system sees when it takes a pass through your website, more than likely that's what Google's seeing when they take a look through your website as well. So it's very important to understand that your messaging is critical here in 2024. David, how'd we do at this step?
Looks like I've done pretty good.
Excellent. Looks like you've done pretty good with your messaging.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, but yeah, no, I like it.
Excellent.
It's
So
very
again,
interesting.
based on that information, here are, I mean, for instance, Residential property claims, there's 37 subtopics in there. Each one of these is tasked with educating Google to send the right engaged eyes to your website. So let's take a peek around this page and let's choose an intentional subject to write a strong piece of content around.
Steps to file a claim, that's always a lot of people don't understand
Great.
that they
So-
have an obligation in their policy that there's things they have to do.
Hey, insurance is one of those things nobody ever wants to have to deal with, but when push comes to shove, it's not a fun experience. So Composer is not limited to blog content. That's merely what most people are looking for to move the SEO dial today. And we do preach blogs as a straight path to educating Google, but we're comfortable with any sort of content, white papers, case studies, ultimate guides, etc. So for this demo, let's go ahead and go down the blog path. Composer will begin with 5 potential headlines. Let's see if one of them grabs you. How to navigate the complex steps for filing insurance claims efficiently. Unlock hidden secrets for effortless claim filing, expert guide inside. Understanding claim filing, insights that can save you time and money. Avoid common pitfalls, a closer look at filing insurance claims. And steps for filing claims, expert advice to maximize your compensation.
You know, the very first one.
Great.
Let's
And
keep it
again, we
simple.
can continue to regenerate until one makes us happy, or we can lead Composer with a custom. But I'm glad we got it right out of the gate. At the next step, we've got to define our angle of approach to this content, right? Is this a guide to understanding and simplifying the insurance claim process for policyholders? Breaking down the insurance claim filing process step by step for better efficiency, or strategies to streamline insurance claim filing and ensure fair compensation?
Probably that second one,
Great.
more educational.
Yep. Again, we're trying to provide as much value and engaging, educating content as possible. When Google sends engaged eyes to your website, you have to capture them. So let's take a look at our outline. The complexity of insurance claims and overview. Step 1, understanding your policy, documenting the damage, filing the claim, negotiating with the insurance adjuster, and then finalizing your claim, what to expect. Now, if we're given the honor of engaging, the first thing we do is train Composer on your pre-existing content. It makes it very easy for us to grab your brand voice and properly represent you. In the meantime, we can say, promote Velocity Public Insurance Adjusters as a leader in the industry, right? Now we hit revise and Composer knows it's focusing this article on your business, and we can get to the next step. And at the next step, we've got to define the shape, the voice and tone of this article. Again, until we can engage with you and capture your style guide and get a sense of how you like to write, we need to lead Composer in terms of a writer persona. Is this coming from an SEO specialist or a technologist, financial analyst, entrepreneur, marketing manager, or lifestyle luminary?
None of those, but marketing manager.
None of those? Okay,
Yeah.
again, for the moment, we're trying to get as
Yeah.
close in broad strokes to your tone as possible, right?
Yep.
So at this stage, Composer will begin to render in real time, and I'll describe how we do what we do, how we engage and deliver. The first thing we do is assign a content strategist to your business. They become your account manager and main point of contact. They bring a researcher along with them so we can dig into your space as much as necessary. You get monthly strategy meetings, so we stay on top of who we're trying to reach and what we're trying to accomplish. We publish directly to your blog and promote through your social media channels upon approval of content, so it's a very efficient process. 3 contextually relevant images included in every post. We guarantee your happiness with the content, highly researched and SEO optimized content. Again, we have human beings in the loop here to make sure the content is accurate and timely, captures your brand voice, and represents your business properly. And this is a 924-word piece of content, SEO optimized to educate Google as to who they should be sending to your website. And that's how we do what we do. I appreciate everybody else's patience. I am going to stop the share for a moment and take a look at somebody else's website. Anybody have any questions for me at this stage? And please feel free to unmute yourself to do so.
I have a quick question.
Please.
So Composer, is that a piece of software? I know it's your company, but like,
Yeah, it is.
it looks
It is
like
a software platform.
it looks like you took Chat GPT and then made an app around it to make it much easier to do post or content creation.
It's not quite that simple, but
Okay.
in a basic roundabout way, that's an approximate description of what we're doing, but not necessarily. There's a lot going on. Again, we've been doing this for 5 years in a very manual way, meaning a year ago, if you contracted us for blog content, you got a team of 6 human beings dedicated to your account. And it became obvious that everyone is using AI somewhere in their workflow at this point, and we needed to streamline. The cost of what we're doing now is, I don't know, about a tenth of what we were charging a year ago for that white glove team approach. But the same people who were doing this manually with great success, those content strategists, are account managers now. We've trained Composer with more than 10,000 articles we've written by hand. We've trained it with Google's best practices. Again, we can train it with your company's content. So it becomes a bespoke platform very quickly. And the way we deliver, other than monthly strategy meetings and reviewing and approving content in a timely manner, everything else is on our plate. So our goal is to free you and your team up for higher value tasks. So it's not quite as simple as the trial and error that is ChatGPT. And we're proud of having cracked the code to getting long form content. Because if you've tried to get 1,000 or 1,500 word document out of ChatGPT, it is highly redundant. It's very repetitive. And the editing process at that point is very time consuming. So we've tried to remove all of the trial and error of coming up with the right prompts, having to edit, having to do the research. Everything is all in one place, and we have human beings to steward the content. Anyone else? Oh, Eva, you began with the word wow. I'll take that.
Yeah, that, yeah. Yo, AI blows my mind. It's amazing because I don't come up with words. I'm a numbers person who has worked in trades. I'm a motorcycle mechanic who turned into a bookkeeper. So,
Wow. That,
yeah.
that's a pivot. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, hey, AI is just a tool, right? And
right,
it still requires human stewardship. I mean, it's a fabulous tool. It's a remarkable one that's getting better by the day. But we definitely feel we need to be here to carve out a strategy to execute and then make sure that the delivery is what it needs to be on the other end of the equation.
right.
Anybody else here have any questions about our approach, about keyword research?
I'm also curious, is it what you offer, is it an app that we can do for ourselves, or is it only led by your people?
There are sort of 3 ways to engage.
Okay.
One, we do all the delivery. Your responsibility is monthly strategy meetings, so we know what we're trying to accomplish and who we're trying to reach. And your responsibility is to review the content in a timely manner. Everything else, the posting, the research, everything is on our plate. Two, we can be doing that at a prescribed level of service, and you can be using Composer in the background. We keep tabs on your use and charge you by article. Some people want to use it exclusively. We can do that as well. 99.99% of our clients see what we do and how we deliver and how much time they get back for other higher value tasks and want to proceed that way. Because again, unless you are prepared to do keyword research and understand your audience and all the other things involved, there's a lot of time that has to be put in to get this done properly, and we like to give you that time back. Make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I know I moved kind of quickly, but we did only have half an hour here today. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate your time. Appreciate our friends here at Alignable. Have a
Thanks, Andrew.
fabulous. Oh, it's my pleasure. I
Yep.
look forward to meeting as many of you as want to take some time to sit down with me and see what's possible moving forward. Okay. Enjoy your day.
Thanks. You too. Just scheduled a meeting for Monday.
Thank
Thanks.
you so
Talk to
much.
you
Look
then.
forward to talking to you then.
All right.
Well.
All right. Bye.